Today we're counting down 10 of the best mini and micro drones perfect for beginners, younger flyers, and anyone who wants to experience the fun of drone flight without spending serious money or navigating complex regulations. Mini drones are where millions of people first fall in love with flying, and the best ones deliver genuine excitement, real skill building, and surprising durability in packages that fit in the palm of your hand. Whether you're buying a first drone for a curious kid looking for something fun to fly indoors on a rainy afternoon, or simply wanting a low-stakes way to build your piloting confidence before investing in a more serious aircraft, this list covers the very best options available right now. We're evaluating these machines on fun factor, ease of flight, durability, safety features, and overall value, because at this end of the market, the experience matters just as much as the specs. Let's get into it. Number 10. SNAPTAIN H823H Mini. The SNAPTAIN H823H Mini opens our countdown as one of the most thoughtfully designed first drones for young or completely inexperienced flyers, a palm-sized quadcopter that prioritizes safety, simplicity, and confidence building above everything else. The propeller guards are fully integrated into the airframe rather than clipped on as afterthoughts, forming a protective cage around all four rotors that absorbs wall and ceiling impacts without damaging the drone or anything it collides with, an essential feature when the pilot is still learning spatial awareness and throttle control. 3 speed modes let complete beginners start at a gentle, forgiving pace and progressively unlock faster, more responsive flight as their skills develop, creating a natural learning curve rather than dropping new pilots into an overwhelming control experience from the first flight. Altitude hold uses a barometric sensor to maintain a consistent hover height without constant throttle input from the pilot, dramatically reducing the cognitive load on new flyers and making it far easier to focus on directional control. One key takeoff and landing handles the trickiest moments of a flight automatically. Headless mode eliminates the orientation confusion that frustrates many beginners by making the drone respond to stick inputs relative to the pilot's position rather than the aircraft's nose direction. For a child's first drone or an adult's very first experience with RC flight, the SNAPTAIN H823H Mini is a genuinely well-considered starting point. The SNAPTAIN H823H Mini retails for approximately $30 USD. Number 9. Holy Stone HS210. The Holy Stone HS210 is a micro drone that delivers a complete, polished flying experience in one of the smallest and most affordable packages on this entire list, and Holy Stone's reputation for quality at accessible price points is very much alive in every aspect of this tiny aircraft. 3 batteries are included in the box straight out of the packaging, an unusually generous inclusion that triples the continuous flying time available before a charging break is required, a detail that makes an enormous practical difference when flying with children whose enthusiasm for the activity vastly outlasts a single battery charge. The HS210 features altitude hold for stable, predictable hovering, headless mode for orientation-free control, and a one-key return function that brings the drone back toward the pilot automatically, a safety net that prevents the frustrating experience of a flyaway that ends a flying session prematurely. The protective propeller cage wraps all 4 rotors in a durable frame that survives the repeated low-level impacts that characterize indoor flying with inexperienced pilots. 3 speed settings accommodate the full range from cautious first flights to more spirited indoor maneuvering as confidence builds. Compact enough to fly in a living room, durable enough to survive a beginner's learning curve, and priced low enough to be a genuinely guilt-free impulse purchase, the Holy Stone HS210 delivers excellent value. The Holy Stone HS210 retails for approximately $30 USD. Number 8. Force1 Scoot. The Force1 Scoot earns its place on this list by doing something most mini drones don't attempt, making the flying experience genuinely interactive and social rather than purely a solo piloting exercise. The Scoot is a hand-operated hovering ball drone that responds to gestures, follows hands, and can be passed between players in a game of aerial catch that transforms drone flying from a solo activity into something the whole family or a group of friends can participate in simultaneously. Infrared sensors detect hand movements below the aircraft and respond by ascending, descending, or hovering in place, creating an intuitive flying experience that requires no controller, no app, and no learning curve whatsoever, making it the most immediately accessible entry point to drone flight on this entire list. The durable foam-covered spherical body survives drops, catches, and collisions without damage to the drone or to anything it contacts, and the lightweight construction keeps it safe for indoor use even around younger children. For parties, family gatherings, classroom environments, or simply as an introduction to the concept of drone flight for very young children, the Force1 Scoot offers a uniquely engaging and inclusive flying experience that conventional mini drones don't replicate. The Force1 Scoot retails for approximately $25 US. Number 7. Potensic A20. The Potensic A20 is a micro drone that has earned a loyal following among parents buying first drones for younger children, and the reasons become immediately clear once you understand how carefully its feature set is calibrated for that specific use case. The aircraft is genuinely tiny and lightweight, light enough that an uncontrolled collision or an accidental contact with a child's hand or face carries minimal risk of injury, a safety consideration that matters enormously when the intended audience includes young or unpredictable flyers. Altitude Hold provides the stable, predictable hover that allows children to focus entirely on the fun of directional control without simultaneously managing throttle, and 3 speed modes let parents or supervising adults set the performance level appropriate to the child's age and coordination. Headless mode removes the orientation puzzle that confuses young pilots, allowing intuitive directional control from the very first flight. The included propeller guards provide full rotor protection for indoor flying, and the simple, ergonomically sized transmitter fits comfortably in smaller hands without the adult proportion grip that makes some RC controllers awkward for children. 2 batteries extend the play session meaningfully, and the overall package represents a thoughtful, age-appropriate introduction to drone flight. The Potensic A20 retails for approximately $35 USDT. Number 6. Syma X20. The Syma X20 brings one of the most trusted names in entry-level RC aircraft to the micro-drone category, and the decades of experience Syma has accumulated in designing beginner-friendly flying toys is evident in every design decision this pocket-sized quadcopter reflects. At a size genuinely small enough to sit in the center of an open palm, the X20 is among the most compact, capable drones on this list, yet it packs in altitude hold, headless mode, and one-key takeoff and landing in a package that costs less than a family dinner. Syma's flight controller tuning gives the X20 a stable, forgiving flight characteristic that is noticeably more predictable than many competing micro-drones at similar price points. The aircraft holds its position patiently when sticks are centered rather than drifting and requiring constant correction, which is the single quality that most separates a frustrating first flying experience from an enjoyable one. The durable plastic construction handles the inevitable hard landings and minor crashes of beginner flying without requiring frequent replacement parts, and the quick charge battery gets the drone back in the air in a reasonable time between sessions. For parents and gift givers looking for a reliable, well-built, beginner-appropriate micro-drone from a brand with a genuine track record of quality, the Syma X20 is a safe and satisfying choice. The Syma X20 retails for approximately $28. Number 5. DROCON Butterfly Mini. The DROCON Butterfly Mini earns its place in the top half of our countdown through a combination of thoughtful, beginner-focused features and a design aesthetic that makes it genuinely appealing as a gift particularly for younger flyers who respond to a drone that looks exciting as well as flies well. The foldable arm design gives the Butterfly Mini a distinctive, recognizable silhouette that sets it apart from the sea of identical-looking micro-quadcopters in this price category, and the compact folded dimensions make it genuinely pocketable for carrying to a park or a friend's house. Altitude hold, headless mode, and one key takeoff and landing handle, the foundational flight assistance features that beginners depend on, and the 3-speed system provides the progressive skill development pathway that makes a drone genuinely useful across weeks and months of flying rather than just the first afternoon. The trajectory flight mode allows pilots to draw a flight path on the companion app and watch the drone execute it automatically, a feature that captures the imagination of younger flyers and provides an engaging introduction to the concept of programmed autonomous flight. Propeller guards protect the rotors and surrounding environment during indoor flying, and the overall build quality reflects a product designed to survive genuine beginner use rather than showroom conditions only. The DROCON Butterfly Mini retails for approximately $40 USD. Number 4. Holy Stone HS110D. The Holy Stone HS110D marks a meaningful step up in this countdown by introducing a live camera feed to the beginner drone experience, a 720p FPV system that streams real-time video to a smartphone mounted in the transmitter, giving pilots their first taste of the first-person aerial perspective that makes camera drones genuinely compelling beyond pure flying fun. For beginners transitioning from pure flight toys toward an understanding of what camera drones are actually for, the HS110D provides that gateway experience at a price point that keeps the financial risk minimal while delivering the core feature that transforms how pilots think about and engage with their aircraft. The 120-degree wide-angle lens captures a broad field of view that makes the live feed visually interesting even at the modest altitudes appropriate for indoor or low-altitude outdoor flying. And photo and video capture lets new pilots document their flights and share the results, introducing the creative and documentary dimension of drone flying that drives the hobby forward. Altitude hold, headless mode, emergency stop, and 3-speed settings provide the full suite of beginner assistance features, while propeller guards protect the rotors during the close quarters flying that FPV encourages. For a first camera drone experience at an accessible price, the HS110D delivers a genuinely exciting introduction. The Holy Stone HS1. Number 3. SNAPTAIN SP350. The SNAPTAIN SP350 arrives in the top 3 as one of the most feature-complete beginner mini drones available at its price point, a thoughtfully engineered small quadcopter that manages to pack an impressive array of capabilities into a package that remains simple, safe, and genuinely fun for pilots of all ages. Voice control is the SP350's most immediately attention-grabbing capability. The ability to command takeoff, landing, flips, and directional movement through spoken instructions via a connected smartphone creates a genuinely magical first flying experience, particularly for younger pilots who find the novelty of talking to their drone as entertaining as the flying itself. Gesture control adds another layer of interactive flying, allowing the drone to respond to hand signals for photo capture and basic maneuvers. The gravity sensor mode lets pilots steer the drone by physically tilting their smartphone, translating device orientation into flight commands in an intuitive way that feels natural for users already accustomed to tilt-based mobile gaming. Altitude hold, headless mode, 3-speed settings, and full propeller guard protection provide the foundational safety and accessibility features, and the 360-degree flip capability gives experienced young pilots a satisfying trick to master and show off. For a mini drone that keeps delivering new experiences and features to discover across an extended period of ownership, the SNAPTAIN SP350 is outstanding value. The SNAPTAIN SP350 retails for approximately $45 USD. Number 2. Ryze Tello. The Ryze Tello is one of the most remarkable products in the entire consumer drone market. A miniature aircraft that delivers technology, flight performance, and educational capability that its modest price tag makes almost unbelievable. Developed through a collaboration between Ryze Tech and DJI that brings genuine drone engineering expertise to the beginner and youth education market. The electronic image stabilization system produces smooth, stable video footage that outclasses every other drone at this price point by a significant margin, and the 5-megapixel camera captures genuinely usable stills and 720p video that beginners and younger flyers can be proud of sharing. DJI's flight controller technology underneath the Tello's accessible exterior provides a stability and precision of hover that feels qualitatively different from purely budget-class alternatives. The Tello sits in the air with a planted, confident stillness that makes it easier and more enjoyable to fly than its price suggests it has any right to be. Throw-and-go launch, automatic landing, and 8-preset trick commands deliver instant gratification for new pilots, while the scratch-based programming interface allows the Tello to be controlled through block coding, making it one of the most genuinely valuable STEM education tools available at any price, used in classrooms and coding programs worldwide. For a first serious drone that builds real skills, real coding knowledge, and genuine flying confidence, the Ryze Tello is extraordinary. The Ryze Tello retails for approximately $90 USD. Number 1. Holy Stone HS170. The Holy Stone HS170 takes the top position on today's list as the mini drone that has introduced more people to the joy of RC flight than perhaps any other model in its category. A product with a track record of reliability, accessibility, and genuine fun that has made it one of the best-selling beginner drones of all time and a perennial recommendation for good reason. What the HS170 delivers is deceptively simple but profoundly effective, a stable, responsive, durable mini quadcopter that flies predictably, survives the crashes that every beginner will have, and gets back in the air quickly without drama or expensive repairs. The 6-axis gyroscope stabilization system gives the HS170 a flight characteristic that is forgiving without being sluggish. It corrects disturbances from wind and control inputs smoothly, holding its attitude patiently in a way that gives beginners the time and space to think about their next input rather than constantly reacting to unwanted movement. 3 flight speeds provide genuine progression from cautious first flights through to agile, spirited maneuvering that remains fun and challenging for pilots well beyond the beginner stage.